How's it going, Mets and overall baseball fans? Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, we have a massive discussion today because we all know the Metropolitans are currently in the market to add more offense for this upcoming season to not only help deepen but truly solidify their 2023 lineup. So that's why I'll be breaking down 8 bat targets for the New York Mets this offseason. But before we get into it all I ask is that if you're new to the channel, don't hesitate from smashing that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys all so much for 20,000 subscribers. Now help us get to our next short-term goal of 25K and beyond. And of course, I have to let you all know that today's show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs, so make sure you head over to betonline.ag using promo code Bleav at BLEAV. That way you get yourself a 50% off welcome bonus. BetOnline, it's where the games begin. And now, folks, let's let the show begin. Starting off at number 8 in no particular order, we have Trey Mancini, who just won the World Series with the Houston Astros after being a trade deadline acquisition from the Baltimore Orioles. And the Mets did show a level of interest in Mancini leading up to the deadline. They didn't land him, obviously, and he put up another solid campaign with sub-20 home runs, 63 RBIs, a 700-plus OPS. But Mancini, at this point in his career, you're basically getting a guaranteed 20 to 25-plus home run bat from that right side of the plate. Can DH in platoon with Daniel Vogelbach based on matchups, but unlike some other guys in today's video, he isn't nearly as solid against southpaw pitchers. Had a 650 OPS, and his career has definitely been better, but this past season wasn't great. Wasn't all that effective for the Astros down the stretch after being dealt. Really wasn't all that effective in postseason, but a guy that can be more versatile than a standalone DH. You can put him in the corners, but can get creative with the lineups, which he loves to do, and of course would rekindle that relationship that he has with Trey during their time in Baltimore. Always would love a fellow Paisan back in Queens like the man on the wall behind me. Might not be the best option out there, but definitely a name in consideration for the Mets this offseason. Here at number 7, we have veteran 35-year-old right-hand bat and AJ Pollock. Pollock put up a solid campaign during his time in his only year with the White Sox in 2022 with around 14-15 home runs, 50-plus RBIs, right around a 700 OPS. A guy that the Mets really wanted a couple years ago before he signed that contract with the LA Dodgers. But Pollock, his biggest bugaboo in his career has been his health, has been injury-prone plenty of times throughout his career, but a guy that, again, mainly playing left field, can be a perfect platoon with only Marcana, who again is only playing 2 or 3 days on average in a normal 3-game set, and can be in DH platooning with Daniel Vogelbach, because unlike Trey Mancini, AJ Pollock absolutely raked against southpaw pitching this past season with a 935 OPS and a just under 300 average. So again, if you're looking for some more defensive versatility, 4th outfielder slash DH, AJ Pollock is actually one of the best options out there for how this Mets lineup is currently constructed. And here at number 6, we have another veteran corner outfielder, this time 35-year-old left-hand hitting Michael Brantley, formerly of the Houston Astros. Doesn't only have championship pedigree, not only great in postseason, but great in season. One of the best contact and OBP guys that baseball has to offer for the vast majority of his career. This is a Brandon Nimmo. This is a Jeff McNeil. That's exactly what Michael Brantley is. Only played 64 games dealing with ailments this past year, but still put up phenomenal stats overall. Again, not known for the home run power. I know a lot of Mets fans would like that for adding to the lineup. Going to average 10 to 15 home runs for the upcoming season, I'd imagine, but is also going to give you a 300 average, a 350 to 370 OBP, and can hit against lefties as a left-handed hitter. Had a 300 average in the shortened campaign this past 2022 season. So Brantley is still very much an effective hitter at this point in his career. A sneaky guy to keep an eye on this offseason. Doesn't have as much pop, but definitely a guy that'll help produce more runs and a more effective offense for this Mets team for the 2023 season. And here at number 5, we have one of the highest upside free agents out there for the corner outfield slash DH, and Michael Conforto. I don't need to harp on much. We've already discussed him plenty on the channel, as the Mets are currently showing interest in not only him, but a couple other bats out there at the time of recording this. Conforto coming off of a down 2022 campaign in which he didn't play because he had a significant shoulder injury that led to surgery that had him out this past year while trying to hit the free agent market. Had it down 2021 dealing with his hamstring injury and a poor hitting approach that you had the Mets to blame because they were too analytical. Everyone and their mother, for the most part, did not hit well, including Jeff McNeil in the 2021 season. But Conforto's due for a bounce back. He's looking for a short-term deal. Should he come to the Mets, he'll split time with Canna there in left and at DH. Could be the primary DH for the Mets too, depending on how they handle Vogelbach, but has upside to be a 25 home run bat once again, giving you between 70 to 90 RBIs if he's really getting a good chunk of playing time. A high out OBP guy throughout his career, around 345, 350. Again, I know a lot of people love love Michael Conforto. I know a lot of people don't like Michael Conforto, but a reunion certainly would not hurt this Mets team. And definitely a guy that's going to thrive without the shift, who is known for hitting for opposite field especially. He just has all the potential in the world to bounce back, and I fully expect him to do so, whether it's with the Mets or wherever he may land this offseason. Here at number 4, we have arguably the most versatile and athletic player in today's video, that being a Jurickson Profile, coming off of a solid year with the Padres, did well against our Mets in the wildcard series, unfortunately, can be in that left field without a problem, can be at second base without a problem, very Jeff McNeil-esque, can play all over the place, can steal you upwards of 10 stolen bags a year, gives you that stolen base threat, which will be key for a Mets team looking for more speed on the bags, more versatility, just a lot of athleticism. That is what Jurickson Profile gives you, and it would help a lot, especially with the change where you can only throw to first base twice now as a pitcher starting next season. So that's going to be huge for stealing base threats. And Profile doesn't only have that speed to leg things down to first, doing his best Starling Marte impression, had 15 home runs, just under 60 RBIs, but 82 runs scored this past season, doing his best WardyNYM impression. So he can be in the top of the lineup wherever you want to put him. Definitely a versatile bat that the Mets could definitely thrive with as a switch hitter. He would be the third switch hitter in this Mets lineup, along with Francisco Lindor and Eduardo Escobar, assuming Eddie is on the roster to start the 2023 season. A lot of versatility, a lot of athleticism. If that's the way the Mets want to go, Profile is certainly their guy. And here at number 3, another player the Mets have been reportedly connected to this offseason, the guy that they tried to get at the trade deadline this past year, and JD Martinez, longtime DH, a guy that's really not going to play anywhere else at this point in his career, had a solid 2022 campaign with 16 home runs, 62 RBIs, 76 runs scored, a 274 batting average, solid OPS. However, Martinez was phenomenal, scorching hot in the first half of the season. Second half, not nearly as good because he dealt with some back ailments. So as long as his medicals are cleared and he's healthy for the upcoming season, he's definitely a guy worth taking a gamble on a 1 or 2 year deal for the Mets, maybe with an opt-out. Gives you that pop as a guy that averages 30 home runs, 100 RBIs in his career. That's how good and consistent JD Martinez has been. If you want a standalone DH as your main guy, even though he doesn't have defensive versatility, which is why I can see the Mets not loving that aspect of him, he's someone that's due, hopefully, for a solid 2023 campaign. Even 20 home runs, 70, 80 RBIs will certainly fit the bill for deepening this Mets lineup, getting more slug, more power, a guy that can pull the bad boy and hit for Oppo, and with right field coming in now at Citi Field, that's definitely going to help a big bopper like JD Martinez. A power bat through and through throughout his entire career, a high contact, a solid OBP player. JD Martinez, as long as he's healthy, would certainly be a nice impact, and rakes against lefties with a just under 1,000 OPS against southpaws in the 2022 season. And at number 2, we have another veteran slugger that's been dealing with ailments, this time in Atlanta Braves' Adam Duvall. The 34-year-old right-hand power bat only played 86 games this past year, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs, low average, low OBP. That's what you normally get, but really because of his ailments. If he's fully healthy, medicals are cleared for this upcoming season, he's a big bargain bat on a short-term deal, and I'd imagine that he will be high on the Mets' radar if he isn't already. Can play in the corner, can play in center without a problem, and because he has that defensive versatility of not a standalone DH, that is what really separates him from some other options in today's video, along with that huge slugging power. Mets want more pop, and Duvall casually hit 38 home runs, 110 plus RBIs, splitting time with Miami and the World Series champs in Atlanta in 2021. If he can get back to that 25 to 30 home runs, again, big swing and miss, not the Billy Upper way, but big with the slugging, big with the power. When he barrels that bad boy, it is out of here 450 feet, wherever it's going to be. Duvall is a big bat that's going to come at a very reasonable price. Definitely a guy to keep in mind. And again, that versatility is key. Didn't look great in the 2021 season against lefty pitching, however, a 160 or so average, a 550 OPS, which is very bizarre for a right-handed slugger, but in 2022 in the shortened campaign at 840 OPS. So I don't know what you're going to get with him versus lefties in, say, a platoon with Vogelback, but no less defensive versatility, power bat, looking to bounce back, healthy next season. That is Adam Duvall. And at number 1, we have the 2021 Mets pinch hit god himself, and Brandon Drury. Can play in the infield, can play in the outfield, first base, third base, corner outfield. Not great defensively, but at least can be capable in those positions if called upon. And at DH, Brandon Drury is coming off of a massive breakout year in his age 29-30 season with not only the Cincinnati Reds, but the San Diego Padres. Of course, the batter's box in Cincy, and then the numbers definitely dropped quite a bit in San Diego. Still, the home run rate and RBIs up pretty equal, though, on a normal 162 average, with 28 home runs, 87 RBIs, 87 runs scored, a 263 average, a roughly 500 slug. Brandon Drury is looking for a nice payday, and that's the biggest reason why I could see him not landing with the Mets. I think he has a pretty big market as one of the best bats still out there in free agency, but if the Mets have any shot at getting Brandon Drury, they have to heavily consider here. I expect him to regress next year. Again, even if he's a 20 home run to 25 home run guy, he's still young, a lot of upside, has defensive versatility, and raked against southpaws this past year with a 955 OPS and a 300 average. No less, if the Mets have any shot at getting Brandon Drury, they have to at least consider it because he's coming off of a massive year and is still very young in his career, looking to rekindle what he did in 2022 and 2023 and beyond. Well, that'll do it for this one, folks. So make sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Which players out of the 8 do you like most and view as most realistic to land in Queens, if at all? Make sure to let me know. And again, folks, if you found yourself enjoying this kind of Mets content and you want to see more great Mets content like this, don't hesitate to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all so much for the endless support. Stay tuned for more great offseason content per usual here on WardyNYM. I'll talk to you again real soon. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.